Garth Seagrave here. I first started coming to Costa Rica in January of 1978 and spent a little bit of time at Boca Barranca and then over in Puerto Viejo on the Caribbean side. But I'd always heard from a guy named Ben Ferraro from, I guess, the Montauk, New York area about a place called Pavones, which was this kind of mystical, long, perfect wave that we'd heard about kind of through an underground surfer grapevine, but never really knew anything about it. And as it turns out, that was the era that Danny Fowley had bought into that coastline and developed this area that we now call Pavones as his own private little surf camp. And it took till 1982 before I was able to get back and surf the place. And it was just absolutely phenomenal when I got there, because when I showed up there, I actually showed up there with a bunch of guys from Hawaii. Came in on the Sansa plane, which is an old DC-3, and when we landed in Golfito at the local airport, everybody left, and there was just me and the Hawaiians. So in order to get out there, we were supposed to get a ride on either an airplane or a boat, but neither of those were available, so I had to take a taxi to the chief of police, a guy named Cuyo, to his house, and he drove us out there. So myself and all these hotshot Hawaiian surfers ended up being driven out to Pavones by the chief of police of Golfito. So that's how I ended up out there. And when we got out there, the surf was going off. It was about 6 foot. And the spectacular thing about Pavones is, number one, it's really hard to get to because it's way down south, just north of the Panama border on the Pacific side of Costa Rica. Number two, it's one of the longest waves in the world, outside of maybe Chicama in Peru. And number three, it's more of an advanced surf spot. So it was really kind of an underground secret for a lot of years before the internet, commercial internet became available. So we were fortunate enough to have kind of our own private left point, along with friends of mine like Tom O'Neill and Mark Sherman and Danny Fowley's son, Danny Pequeno, and Pat Curran. And there was only about 5 of us that surfed it on a regular basis. Phenomenal wave. Matter of fact, the wave is so long that if you paddle out of Rio Claro and get a set wave when it's 6 foot or bigger, you can ride basically a half a mile or more on one wave. And the first 2/3 of the wave goes so fast down the line, all you can really do is just pump and pump and pump and go as fast as you can just to keep up with it. And then you hit the esquina, the corner, and you get a little bit of a sandbar, and all of a sudden it starts barreling and gets hollow, and you can pull into the tube, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And so what ends up happening on good days is you'll get 3 or 4 waves, and you'll call it a session, because you're riding half a mile, and then you're walking back another half a mile. You're riding half a mile and walking back another half a mile. So Pavones is just a phenomenal, phenomenal wave. Just fantastic.